Right, time for Ask the Experts. This is where we hear from people who have out of the ordinary jobs or really unique expertise. And Mehat has one of those. She's a qualified psychotherapist and hypnotherapist. And actually, we're going to be exploring the latter right now. Meera, thanks for being on the show.
Hello, Brigitte. It's lovely to be here.
So we should start with the basics, shouldn't we? What is hypnotherapy?
Now hypnotherapy, it's a state of focused attention with increased suggestibility. It's something actually, it's a natural phenomena that we do every single day of our lives. So have you ever been in a state of where you've been absolutely absorbed, perhaps in a movie or in a book, and someone's been talking, but you can hear their voice, but you haven't got any idea of what they've said because your attention is
Absolutely.
yeah, your attention is absorbed elsewhere. Another form of hypnosis, if you like, a natural form of hypnosis is daydreaming. So if someone's talking at you and you're listening, it often happens to children in a schoolroom, they wander off somewhere else in their minds. It's not that they're not aware of the teacher talking, it's just that they've taken themselves to a different place.
So, what is happening in the brain then when this is happening?
So, what is happening is that you're taking yourself away from the situation that you're in and you're putting yourself into an altered state. It's a more relaxed state. Generally, when we daydream, we're in a relaxed state. And we focus on when you daydream, most people generally can daydream positive things, nice things. What are they going to do? Or perhaps they might daydream about what they're going to have for tea, etc. There are those that will take themselves off and then daydream in a negative way, which is self-harming. So if, for instance, somebody is upset or anxious or worried and they take themselves off and they start thinking about those negative patterns, then that will manifest itself as more increased anxiety
So,
in the long run.
so how then have you used hypnotherapy in a therapeutic way? So, the way in which it can be used to help people?
So, in a therapeutic setting, people are allowed to talk about what it is that's bothering them. And and one of the main things that I ask them is, what is it that you want to achieve by coming to me? A lot of people know what they don't want. I don't want to be anxious. I don't want to be fearful. You know, I don't want to smoke anymore. But what they don't know is what do they want, what they actually want. So we need to focus that because if we can work out what we want, then I can work with your mind to get you there.
You've come to this via your childhood and the practice of meditation. And I wonder if you can explain the link as to how you have now begun practicing this professionally.
Okay, so yeah, like you said, in childhood, I was brought up in a very spiritual household, and it was a cultural norm as such. But then you grow out of it, obviously, and I got back into it when I went into leadership and management training because I came across neuro-linguistic programming. Now, neuro-linguistic programming (NLP) has its basis in hypnosis, and it's about using language and how language can have an effect on the way we think, on the way we feel, and ultimately on the way we behave. And what we do, again, through hypnotherapy is we put someone in a relaxed setting, we make them relax, and then we use language to start helping them create different thought patterns to change the way they feel.
Finally, I wonder if you can just leave us with a way in which this has really transformed somebody's life. I know that you can't name names, but can you just explain how this practice has been life changing?
Do you want just one example? I can give you lots.
Well, just one will do.
Okay, all right. So, one is one of my areas of specialisms is menopause, and I've had women who have come to me during their menopause, and I don't know if you're aware, but menopause can blow open the lid to trauma. So what happens is when people may think that they've resolved issues, but as they transition through menopause, cortisol levels become high, stress levels become higher, and all of a sudden your ability to cope with normal everyday life increases. But that in itself can bring about the resurgence of trauma. So I've helped women deal with things like the issues of rape, the issues of um, being terrorized, physically assaulted, and those kind of things which resurge at this awful time.
It's life-changing work for people who come to you. And if we want to find out more, where do we need to head to then, Meera?
Well, you can head to my website, which is harleystreetconsulting.com. Or if you want to know a little bit more about menopause, I've just released a menopause app, which is Menopause Meditations, which also helps with the stress, the anxiety, the sleepless nights, the hot flushes, the cognitive function that menopause brings.
Meera, thank you for being on Ask the Experts today. Meera Mehat, who's a qualified psychotherapist and hypnotherapist, explaining how hypnotherapy can be beneficial. Though don't forget that if you are embarking on anything new, don't forget to chat to your GP and seek medical advice first.